Just a mechanic here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be doing a toolbox tour of my 2-bank Matco toolbox. Stay tuned. Today I'm going to be doing a toolbox review of my 2-bank Matco toolbox. First of all, we're going to do the outside. On the very top I have a laptop with all data. I also have all my chargers for my Milwaukee impacts. Also have a snap-on electric ratchet. That's the charger for it. A pen light. My scanner, or actually my Vantage Pro charger. And my Milwaukee radio. Also some safety glasses. Up on top, I have all my fluids. Detailing stuff. Extra oil, drain plug gaskets, brake cleaner, extra parts. And first of all, we're going to go down to the first drawer. And we're going to go ahead and take a look. We're going to start on the left side. So the very left top, I have the stubby snap-on ratcheting wrenches, and I have all the smaller ones down here. I don't have a rack for them, but they go from size I believe 8mm all the way up to I believe it's 19. I also have the snap-on line wrenches going from size 9 to 21, and I know I have a 8mm somewhere around here as well. Continuing on, I have the snap-on metric size 8 to 19. This is a size 10, obviously. These are the ratcheting kind. I love these things. Here I have this little kit right here. I have all the jumbo wrenches. These are sizes 20 to 24. I haven't yet to use these yet, but I do work on some trucks, so I did buy them just in case I needed the bigger sizes. Also have a 1-inch stubby back there, which I never use. Moving on to the right, I have the boxed in wrenches from size 10, or I'm sorry, that's a 9, nope, 10. All the way up to the 19. And I also have the mini wrenches. This is from size 4. Look how tiny these guys are. Size 4mm. These are the metric. All the way up to, I think this is a 9mm. And then I got some extra miscellaneous brands. This is a 10mm power built, 9mm ratchet. Got the 8mm ratcheting wrench, metric, and then I just got a few little mini ones like this 5/16. Just a random set of wrenches. And anyway, moving back to the wrench set, I have a crescent wrench here. This is a, what is this? Crest alloy. I don't know how big it, 12-inch. It's a 12-inch. Also have a 250mm Craftsman. And then I also have my set of offset wrenches. These are the oddball sizes, 15 to 16. Then you got the 10 to 11, 12 to 14, 18 to 20. And I think I'm missing the 15. I think I'm missing the 15mm one. Right next to that, we have the very long extension. I mean, this thing is, take a look at that thing. It's probably 3 feet, and that's a 1/2 inch. Then I also have the 3/8. I want to say that's just as long. That's probably about 3 feet, maybe 3.5 feet. That's the 3/8 and the 1/2 inch. I'm gonna leave those there. Moving on to my socket set. I have the 1/2 inch drive. I believe this is a 10mm, 6-point, all the way up to, I believe this is a 24. Yes, 24. These are I believe those are the deep. Then I also have the shallow, and the shallows go from 10, and they're also 12-point, 1/2 inch, 12-point, 10 to, I believe these are 24 as well. 24. Then also moving on. Oop. Let's see where. I'm trying to put this back here. All right. Then I have the metric impact, 10mm all the way up to 24. These are the dark impact style wrench sockets. Then I got right next to that, we have the spark plug sockets. It's just a really standard. This is a Matco. Yeah, Matco 5/8. Then I have the little longer, deep 5/8. And then I have for the newer style spark plugs, I believe this is a 14mm or 9/16 snap-on deep spark plug socket. I also have these little adapters from 3/8 to 1/4 inch. I think I have another one, 3/8 to 1/4 inch. Another 3/8 to 1/4 inch. 10mm 12-point socket. This is a 14 12-point chrome socket. Then I have the snap-on shallow. I believe this is a 10. Oh, this is a 9. 9 to 19 chrome snap-on sockets. And right in between there, we have this is a power belt. Oh, I'm sorry, it's an AST spline socket for, I believe these are for Volkswagen or some Audis. I only bought one because I needed it as an emergency. I think I was doing a head or something on a Volkswagen. Here I have a miscellaneous wheel locks. I believe these are for the Rays, or Volk Rays wheel locks. Then we have this wheel lock right here. I think this is really common. You can find all these at Pep Boys. They're all the same. So I like to keep an extra just in case they lose theirs. Still get the wheels off. Let's see what else we got in here. We got a 12mm. I'm sorry, 10. We have a 10 chrome 12-point socket. Then we got smaller guys down here, 6-point. I believe this is 6mm, and I think this is a 4. I don't even know what this is. I haven't even seen this before. Anyway, moving on. We have the 8mm to, I believe this is a 14. Let's see there. It's kind of hard to see. It's a 15mm wobbly 1/4 inch from 8 to 15. Then we have the 1/4 inch drive, 4mm all the way up to, I believe this is 14 or 15. 15 snap-on chrome sockets. Then right here on to the right, we have the 3/8 drive impact deep, or these might be semi-deep, impact sockets, and they're not metric, they're standard size, I believe. So, pull it out of here. Sorry, it's hard to do this with one hand. So this is a 5/16, and I believe it goes all the way up to 1 inch. I think it's a 1 inch. Yeah, 1 inch. And those are snap-on. Then on the bottom here, you can see the red tray. That's a Blue Point socket tray. I can't remember how old that thing is, but it's probably at least 7-8 years. And right on the bottom here, I have just a standard semi-deep chrome snap-on 8mm to 19mm. These are the most common ones that I use, and I like to try to keep everything in its little trays if I can, as long as it's not taking up too much space. And this works pretty good to organize them. And you can see that they're chrome. And I also have some more adapters, 3/8 to 1/4. Then I have 3/8 to 1/2 inch. I believe those are from Harbor Freight. They might be the Pittsburgh brand. This is a 1/4 to 3/8, and then I also have the big boy 1/2 inch to, I believe, 3/4. And then I got an extra tool wrench here for air tools. Also have some hex or some Allen socket bits, sizes from 3 to 10. These are from Snap-on. They're the shorties. They get really short. And also have the longer set right on the bottom here. Same set. I believe this goes from, I want to say 4 to 10. Then right on the bottom of that, I have the, I think this is a cheapo brand. These are the Sunex spline socket whatever set, and that's from M4 to let me see here, can't remember, to a M16. And we also have the standard hex bits, and these are from sizes 1/8 all the way up to, I think this is a 3/8. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that's a 3/8. We also have the inverted, I believe these are the E10. This is an E10. Just miscellaneous. I don't really use this. I don't try to work on too much European, but some of these European cars do have these. And also, I forgot to mention, I do have some spline wrenches, or spline hexes. This is a M12. I have all miscellaneous ones. I try not to work on too many European, but they come in handy when needed. You know, and you never know what you're gonna get into the shop. Moving along here, I have some more Torx bit set. Damn, it's hard to get out. I'm missing a few of them. That's what happens when you let people borrow your stuff. It never comes back. Anyway, I got it from a T8 all the way up to T12, T55, sorry. All the way up to a T55. Like I said, I do have some missing here. And right under there, I have the 1/4 inch drive impact shallow snap-on sockets, and those go from size 4 to size, I believe this is a 14, possibly 15. Let me see here. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see through the camera. 15, that's a 15. Don't use those too many, and I do have a missing one. Then some of my favorite sockets, the impact snap-on wobblies, and this goes from size 10 all the way up to size 19. Go backwards. And I do have a Matco one here because I lost one, but very handy. I love these. Next to that, I have the Honda valve adjustment tool. I think I bought this from Snap-on, but I think it's a no-name. And moving along to the secondary section, I have my electric Snap-on 3/8 drive electric ratchet. A very handy tool. Love it. Perfect for mobile work. If you do a lot of mobile work, I highly suggest one of those. Another crescent wrench. And here we have the Honda crankshaft holder tool. This is Blue Point. This is actually supposed to be over here. We also have the hood holder tool, some extra Allens, or some Allen keys I should say, big channel locks, these are the big boys, snap-on I believe these are. Then I have the Matco 1/2" drive breaker bar with a flex head. And some people don't like that it's a flex head and don't like that it's a ratcheting for a breaker bar, but honestly I've never had any issues with it. It's loosened everything that I've thrown at it. So from Honda crankshafts, bolts to head bolts, whatever I needed it to loosen or tighten, never had a problem. So I trust it. Then I got the snap-on flex head 1/2" drive breaker bar, or ratcheting back breaker bar, and then I have a standard snap-on breaker bar. And moving along to the right, I have the snap-on pry bars. This is the longer. I think this is probably about 3 feet long. Snap on, and then I have the whole set here, from big to small. I have the small one here. I haven't really. I mean, I've used it a lot, but just lately I haven't really been doing too many side jobs, so I haven't really had to use the pry bars too much. Maybe to do motor mounts and stuff like that. They come in handy. Always need some pry bars. Moving along to our more ratchets. Got the flex head, non-locking flex head ratchet, 3/8 drive. This one's kind of a little bit longer one than most. Little magnet. Then I have the Matco 3/8 drive 88 tooth. I don't remember how long this one is. I want to say it's about 7 or 8 inches long. I also have the snap-on ratchet, and I don't really remember what these heads are called. I know they're not a flex head, but anyway, really good snap-on ratchet. I like that you can put the head straight if you want to, and kind of get at it from a different angle. I also have the 3/8 flex head with a locking tab, snap-on ratchet, 1/4 inch. And then I have my baby ratchet, 1/4 inch snap-on. This thing is very useful. It's tiny. I mean, look how small that is. That's probably 3 inches long, and love it. Works really well for tight spaces. And then I got a cheapo. This is a Duralast 1/2" drive ratchet. Don't really use that, but it does come in handy if you're using some cheap. You know, you want to use it to tighten something, and you don't want to break your actual good ratchets. This one is the go-to. Takes all the heat from the other ones. And, moving along, I have my bigger sockets here. I have the wobbly from, I believe this is a 10 millimeter or 12 millimeter. Sorry, let me focus here. The 12 millimeter all the way up to, I believe this is a 24. And this is, it's not snap-on, it is GP. It's a GP sockets. Haven't really used them, not in a long time, at least a few years. But when you need them to do, especially transmission work, if you do a lot of R&R, and you know, you use your long extension. This comes in handy when you're going to do some R&R work. Haven't really used it myself, but for someone that does a lot of trans work, these are handy. Also, I have the axle set. This is from sizes. These are snap-on, impact, deep, from 6-point, and they're from sizes 29 all the way up to 36. And that's basically my top drawer. I did skip some guys here. These are the wobbly spark plug socket, some feeler gauges, some cheapo feeler gauges, spark plug gap gauge, also the O2 sensor wrench, or socket, I guess you could say it, and also the I believe this is a 5/8, and this one is a 13/16. These are like the oddball size spark plugs. And then I also have a universal snap-on 3.5-inch drive adapter for those hard to reach places. And we're gonna move along to the second drawer. Give me 1 second. Along to the second drawer. We're gonna go on this side. Oh, I forgot to mention, I have the Blue Point magnetic level. Haven't used it, but I thought I might need it. Anyway, second drawer. Here I have the kind of miscellaneous, but I have the extensions all the way from, these are snap-on, 1/4 inch. Are they snap-on? Oh, I'm sorry, these are Mac. These are Mac 1/4 extensions, 1/4 inch drive. Then I have the snap-on 3/8 drive from, I think these are like 2-inch, or yeah, 2-inch all the way up to, I want to say 7 or 8-inch long. And I also have the 1/2-inch drive snap-on wobbly extensions. They have kind of like a wobbly head on them, so that the socket will give you some degrees of access. And I got some snap-on picks, CV boot tool, a mirror, some cheap Harbor Freight picks. I don't believe in buying really expensive picks because, I mean, you're gonna break them, so I just buy these. I think they're like a couple bucks. And I have the snap-on rubber body, or all the way up to the head, hammer. This is like a cheapo Craftsman hammer. Then I have the brass snap-on hammer with the brass head for softer metals. Have the couple scraper tools. This is a stud remover. It still has a stud in it. Very handy, except the head is very bulky, so if you're gonna do it on the car, I suggest trying to look for a different one, because this one's pretty bulky, hard to get into really tight spots, but it does come in handy. We got the punch sets. These are not brass, these are the steel ones. And then we have the breaker tool. Honestly, I've never used it. I've always gotten away with just using this little guy, but other than that, I never really used it. I even lost one of the, actually I used that the most, and then now it's missing. That's for the drum brakes, the spring tool to compress the spring. Moving along to this third drawer. This is my plier drawer. From the top left, we have, I believe these are Sunex. I got these kind of a promotional deal, buy one get two free. Then I got the, these are transmission line, what do you call these? Transmission line tool, specialty tool. And I got the snap-on or blue point pliers with the round heads. These are good for taking out spark plug boots without ripping them. Then I got the Knipex. I believe these are the Raptor. I think they call it a Raptor or parrot beak style pliers. These are very nice, high quality. I bought these at Home Depot, I believe. They actually have it cheaper at Home Depot than you can actually buy it on the truck. So if you're thinking of buying these, try to look at Home Depot or some other hardware store, because sometimes they're cheaper there. Small pliers, needle nose pliers with the angle on it. Some snap-on, needle nose, dikes, regular pliers. I got some more dikes here, snap-on, and I think these are channel, made by Channel. Got the snap-on, another pliers, snap-on crimping tool, cutting and crimping tool. We also have the CB boot axle clamp tightener. I don't really use that very often, but it comes in handy. I think these are just cheap Harbor Freight. These are snap-on lock ring pliers. We got some more tools down here. So 5/16 battery, kind of random. Don't really have a place for it. But anyway, then we got the Mac electrical pliers. Some more electrical pliers. I think these are Harbor Freight. And then I bought these from Harbor Freight, but they were junk. Don't buy these. This is just a waste of money. They bend when you go to try to peel some pliers. They're just super cheap. Some more cheapo, no-name brand electrical stuff. I think these I got from a friend that worked at Volvo. See the Volvo logo there. Also for electrical. Got the oil filter wrench. This tool is actually good for taking off the grease caps for like Chevy bearings. Those little grease caps, hard to get to. These work pretty handy. Get those off. Then I have the hose clamp plier tool from Matco. These come, I love these pliers. Really good for hard to get to places. Put the clamp in there and squeeze it, and it's got a locking tab that'll lock it, and really handy. I got some more electrical pliers, peeling wire pliers. Some Irwin, I think these are Irwin vice grips. And then I have a Benchmade knife. Yes, automatic. I keep this in my toolbox because you don't want to be caught carrying this around, especially where I'm from. So, highly illegal. But I do have it. It's not illegal to have it, it's just illegal to have it in your possession. Next drawer, kind of a random box. These are, where are these? Oh, these are the kind of like the cleanup. If you do a lot of fabrication, and it's got a rough edge. Each one of these is, each different color is for different materials. So if you have plastic edge and you want to smooth it out, you run this off the edge and it'll smooth that out. And I have some air hammer tools, different heads for different applications. Flat. I think I found this one. That's why it's all rusty. And I've got some extra. And I have the snap-on high speed, or I'm sorry, these are actually Cobalt. Yeah, the snap-on Cobalt drill set. Got this on a special deal. Very handy. And I got the Noid light. These are like to check old school injectors. stick this little noise light. Stick this where the injectors go, and if it flashes, you know you're getting a signal for the injectors. And then I got a pitman arm puller and just some random paperwork here. Next drawer is a compression tester. Then I got a fuel injection pressure tester, and then I have Mac Tools compression gauge. This one is an ATD. This one is a cheap Bosch. I only bought it because I needed some adapters that I had down here. Other than that, I didn't really need it, but kept it, so you never know. I got some oil filter wrench tools. Also have the Lexus special oil filter wrench. And also, I think this is a chain tool for a motorcycle. Change the chain out. And then I have the oil filter socket kit for some random reason. And that's pretty much it for this drawer. Except got a mic, cheapo mic from Tires Plus, and I got another snap-on one over here. Next drawer is kind of a, I did have a snap-on diagnostic scanner here, but I ended up selling it just recently, so I don't have it all filled up. But I do have all sorts of different diagnostic wires. This is a Vantage Pro. Very lightly used, but it works well when you need it. Gives you electrical graphs, all that sort of thing. And I got a Fluke meter. I have a old school OTC Nemesis scanner, and then some miscellaneous cabling for different applications. Got some soldering iron, and this is like a soldering sucker. So as you're soldering, you can suck it up and take out the solder. Got a test light. I think I have another test light sitting around here. Oh, there's one. There he is. This is the LED one. And then I also have a conventional bulb in there, along with another Matco meter, which is dead because it has no battery. And I believe this is, it's also a meter with an induction clamp. And that's basically it for this. Oh, and I also have the oscilloscope for listening to bearings and whatnot, all sorts of noises. And next drawer, it's kind of a random drawer. I got like some Honda parts in there. It's got a laser temp gun. This is I believe this is a control arm ball joint separator, tie rod and pitman arm puller, another one. And I got a crankshaft puller. I think this is a cheapo kit or a steering wheel puller, sorry, from Pep Boys. And then my standard wrenches, which I need to bring up to the top, but I just have it here because I really don't use them very often. And this jug here. So I have a riveting gun, or a riveting tool from Harbor Freight, and then some router wood bits, all different types from Ryobi. And moving along, this is my bottom drawer. I used to have this one full, but I recently got that and I've been filling that one up. So a lot of stuff is out from here. And this is I believe this is a fan, water pump fan toolkit, as you can see. Handy. And I got a snap-on torque wrench. I got a VIM Tools freeze plug driver kit, which I haven't used. A Matco tap and die threading set. This is the full 76 piece. I got another torque wrench in here. This one I don't believe I know what it. Oh, I'm sorry. This is not a torque wrench. This is the inner tie rod removal tool from Harbor Freight. I only used this once as an emergency, and other than that, I just kept it. Didn't really need it, but I need it for that one time. Brake caliper tool. As you squeeze, it pushes the caliper back in. This is really handy. I love this thing. And also a 3-way exhaust pressure kit, back pressure kit. It also has a gauge in there. And we're gonna move on to the other side. Moving on to the left-hand side, we have my electric tools drawer. And I have the Milwaukee 1/2 inch, the Milwaukee 3/8, the Milwaukee drill, the Milwaukee impact, and the Milwaukee ratcheting wrench. Also I have the snap-on, but I bought this before the snap-on one, and still very useful. Also I have the snap-on 3/8 air impact, snap-on 1/2 inch impact, Matco hammer drill, snap-on 1/4 inch air impact, Matco air drill, so it's air powered. Also have the, I think this is Harbor Freight angle grinder, another Harbor Freight angle grinder. Then I have the little old school snap-on. It's probably, no, it's dead now. But snap-on electric, what do we call this? Little impact, I guess? Electric impact. And then lastly, I have the Blue Point air ratchet. And also the snap-on angle grinder. And moving along, this is my miscellaneous drawer. I have all sorts of different stuff in here. I have a tire repair plug kit. Under that I have some electrical connectors, a file, a jimmy to open doors, just some really random stuff. We have self-tapping machine screws, electrical tape. Then I have some washers and a locking washers. Got some miscellaneous nuts and bolts. Nuts and bolts. These are all mostly Honda and Toyota, but come in handy when you lose a bolt and you need to replace it. It comes in handy to have a little extra. Then I have some random stuff in here like a battery terminal cleaner, some touch-up paint, and some pens. Moving up, I have some electrical tools, electrical connectors to do some jumping, and then some extra fuses, relays, some Teflon tape, some resistors for testing. Then I have some zip ties, more resistors, all sorts of different sizes of zip ties, some pens. Up on top I have the plastic retainers. Then I have some, I think these are extractor, little Ryobi extractor set. And then some miscellaneous drum brake hardware stuff. And here I have some some more tire repair stuff, the wrenches for the air tools, hose clamps, bulbs, hoses. This is the little pins for the timing belt tensioner. I like to keep those just in case. Oops. And moving along. Jeez. It's gonna be a long video. Here is my screwdriver drawer. Mostly all snap-on. I have everything from the just Phillips to the flats, short, little stubby guys. These are Stanley. I think my dad gave me a set and I just kept them. A little stubby. Then I have the pocket screwdrivers from Craftsman, and some more pocket screwdrivers, and some tweezers. A Matco screwdriver set. Pocket screwdriver. Then I have the very long screwdrivers, and then I have the very tiny. I think this is from Powerbuilt. Then I have the 6-piece Matco torque screwdriver set. These are very tiny, good for like cell phones and things like that. Hardly ever seen in automotive that small, unless you're taking apart some electrical stuff, electronic stuff, or a computer that you need to open up. Yeah, so very long to very short. Going on to the next. This is kind of a random drawer. Haven't filled up yet. Some body repair pulling clamp. This is a Harbor Freight bit kit. You can see that. I got that on sale. These are like $4 or $5. Some extra batteries from Harbor Freight for like my micrometer and stuff like that. And this is a hole saw kit. I think I bought this from Northern Tool, and also has these are the dimple dies from TMR, and I can't remember what size these are. I want to say it's maybe 1 inch to 3 inch, something like that. Anyway, not important. And then just some random headlight bulbs. Last drawer. That's where all the money's at. This is, like I said, I like to keep everything in this plastic case. And shit, I can usually name him by just looking at him. So I'm gonna try to do that. This is a universal brake toolkit from Snap-on. Then I have the Snap-on, or I'm sorry, this is not Snap-on. This is the gear wrench, tensioner, serpentine belt tensioner tool. Then I have the Snap-on impact driver kit. I have the, I think this is the strut spring compressor from OEM. Then I have Snap-on extractor and cobalt drill bit set, so extracting bolts. And this is a Harbor Freight snap ring kit. This is a snap. Oh, sorry, dang, shit, this thing's stuck. Yeah, that guy's not getting out. Then I have a Snap-on thread cleaning tool toolkit. These are the Harbor Freight snap ring plier kit. This is the Matco coolant tester kit. Then on the bottom over here I have the power probe. I think this is the power probe 2 or 3. I think it's a 2. Not sure, it's kind of older, but comes very handy, especially doing like windows and stuff like that, or just normal electrical testing. Very handy. This is, actually I don't know. Oh, this is the jumper to jump cars. Another micrometer. And then lastly, I have, these are more micrometers to measure drums. And yeah, so that's the last of it. And it all fits in a 2-bank Matco toolbox. And There's a whole look around. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. I have the snap-on LED lights, all magnetic. I have the hex-shaped one, the longer rectangle one, and then I have the kind of like the flex head style. Actually, they all flex, but very nice, very bright. Now this one I like. It's very bright, but the problem is it doesn't flex forward. It only flexes backwards, which I find kind of annoying. I wish it kind of flexed forwards like this one. I find that pretty useful. Anyway, that's going to be the end of my toolbox tour, Matco toolbox tour. And thank you for watching. Have a nice day. That's going to be a wrap for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit a like if you liked the video, or a dislike if you didn't. Please subscribe for more future videos, and where we also going to be custom painting this little guy to match the big toolbox. So please stay tuned for that future video. Should be coming out in a few weeks. Thanks.